Yeah, just interesting chord shapes. For sure. Okay. Well, yeah. Here's a great way. I'll give you a concept, a method, and with this method, you can learn and come up with and discover thousands of really cool chords. Cool. Okay. So let's start with one that's um, very basic, and then we'll try a few that are maybe a little less basic, or at least less common. And then we'll take some examples that you come up with, and just one chord, and from one chord you come up with, we'll see what the other chords that are um, um what's the word that would come from that. All right. So let's take this extremely commonplace C major 7. It's the most. All right. So now here's the concept. We just want to take each note in our chord and move it up to the next note that is already within our chord. So, for example, and I recommend I recommend a pen and paper, or pencil and paper. Do you have something like that? All right, sweet. I'd pull that out because more and more we'll find that this is going to be a lot to remember, and so we don't want to have to even bother with that. We'll just write it down so we don't have to remember. Um, so here's what we got. Now this one, I know everybody knows. So what I do all the same though is I'm going to tab it out, and it seems kind of silly to tab out a chord that I already know, but it's very important. So tab that out. 3, 5, 4, 5. All right, cool. And then either above that or below it, I'm going to, in the same order, write down the intervals. So I'm going to write R, 5, 7, 3, because that's the order, and I'm going to do them vertically. Just the way on the tab we have 3, 5, 4, 5. Below that or above it, doesn't matter. I'm going to write a separate column, basically, that's going to go left to right, but I'm writing this vertically. Root, 5th, 7th, 3rd. All right, cool. All right. So now the rest of the chords I can create on the paper without even the guitar. The next one, what we're going to do, the next step rather, is we're going to take all of these notes and we're going to move them up to the next note that is already used within that chord shape. This is important because we're not just inverting the chords, we're inverting our shape. Meaning if we had a chord that had a 9 in it, that would be the root of one of our shapes. That'd be the base of one of our shapes, what I mean to say. Okay, so we have our root. The root is going to go up to the 3. Okay, so off to the right of that, I'm going to start my new chord, and it's going to start with a 3. So I put the 3rd, and the 5th is going to go up to the 7th. Yeah, and yeah, within that chord, and actually more specifically within that shape. So the 7th is going to go up to what? Nope. The 7th is going to go up to the root. And the last note in our shape was the 3rd. Where's that going to go up to? Exactly. So I'm going to write down now 3rd, 7th, root, 5th. Okay? All right. And now we could come up with the rest of the combinations, but let's go ahead and just do one at a time for a moment. So let's find out the shape, what we do with our fingers. Now this may be one that you already know, but that's fine because what we're trying to do right now is understand the concept, the method, and with that we can come up with thousands and thousands of new shapes that we hadn't known before. Okay, so Now let's look at our hands and go, okay, here's my root. It has to go up to the third. So where is that? And we want to keep them all on the same strings. So, yep. All right. Now I'm gonna. Yep. And I'll go ahead and write that in my tab below my new, column. Okay. And then the fifth has to go up to what? Yep. The fifth goes up to the seventh. Yep. So it's going to be the ninth fret of the D string. So I'll tab that out. Wait. Where was our seventh at? No. Remember, here's our original shape. And that's, in our original shape, it was the fourth fret, right? So we got to move that up to the root. That one note has to move up to the root. Yep, the third and the seventh of the chord. Yep. Yeah. That's right. There we go. So I'll write that down. And then what's our last note going to be? There we go, 10th fret. Or 8th fret, actually. Good. So, now we have our first one and our second one. Had you already played this shape before? Cool, yeah, it's a good one. All right. So now we need to figure out what our next one is, right? So our third, which is our lowest note, has to go up to what? Yep, so I'll write that down. The seventh has to go up to what? Yep, the root. And then our root has to go up to what? Yep, third. I'll write that down. And the fifth has to go up to what? Good, so I'll write that down. So now I see the structure of my chord has to be 5, root, third, seventh. And so where's the fifth on the A string? There we go, the 12th fret. And that's our 7 up there. So now our first shape is this. Our second shape is this. And our third shape is this. Uh-oh. Well, that's why I recommend you tabbed it out, right? All right, sweet. Yeah. So it's going to be 7, 9, 5th, and 8th fret. Here we go. All right. Uh-oh. All right. So let's take our last one. What's the last one going to be? Uh, yep. Good. 7-3-5-1. All right. So yep. There we go. All right. So 14, 14, 12, 13. Awesome. Okay. All right. So now we've got our first chord, our second, our third, and our fourth. Yeah, that's nice. Good. Actually, do you know that song "Calling You," Holly Cole? It's kind of a big hit. Oh, it starts off with that chord. It's like I can't remember where it goes from there, but yeah. But definitely starts off with that voicing. That's really nice. Yeah.